was your holiday?
It was fine. How was yours?
It was okay.
Right,
It was great.
Good. Done. Put a pin in that. Did you get any good presents? Were you a good little boy? Or did Santa come in your house and bare-bottom spank you, as we all know he does, to bad little boys and girls?
I got the bare bottom spanking.
Oh, sick. And that was a punishment, right?
Sure.
Yeah. For some people, it's a reward. Just having an older, bearded man creep into their house at night. Excuse me, it's very cold where I am. My throat is very dry. The air is very dry. I was crying so hard because Santa bare-bottom spanked me.
A lot of people don't talk about that, but he's kind of a pervert.
Kind of? He travels all over the world to bare-bottom spank boys and girls, and he's kind of a pervert. You're very naive.
Well, I don't want to judge,
Oh, you want all the facts first. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, you neocon piece of shit. What do we do? What is this?
Wow.
You don't get a chance to defend yourself. Let's go.
I've been working on a friendlier.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Oh, sorry. I was talking.
Hey. Hey. Hi. Hey. Now I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Yeah, that's just annoying.
Hey.
Like trying to get my attention, and I'm like, oh god, this guy. I gotta keep like pretending I don't hear you. You said it was friendly, but it feels aggressive. Start over.
Hey.
Let's start over. No, it's just. I'm sorry, I was talking.
Hey, and welcome to Heads Up with Jeff and Sean. I'm Jeff.
I'm Sean.
This is a podcast where we eat candy every week, and then we talk about it on the show and how it went, what we liked about it, what we didn't like. Then there's a middle segment, which in 2018, who knows what it'll be. But this week we're going to be talking about the Year of the Wizard and how that went. But first we're going to talk about animals, I think, right?
Yeah.
Animals.
The internet gave us a whole world of exciting new possibilities. So I guess this is a story of how it changed our lives. Maybe it will yours too.
Were you doing animals this time, or?
Like, am I choosing an animal this time?
Is that, yeah.
Yeah, I can.
That's not what I asked.
I did. I had one ready.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about lobsters, Sean.
All right. Real quick before
right.
we jump back to lobsters.
Yeah.
Great choice, by the way. That sounded sarcastic, but I like lobsters, so not to eat them, just to like watch them creep around on the seafloor. Mm-hmm. We'll get to that. Was that your new friendlier opening? Because it just sounded the same as any other opening.
I got stressed because I kept saying hey like 20 times.
You said hey a lot.
I'm very concerned about how I say it. I thought I had it down.
Okay.
But I didn't.
All right.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
No, see, now you're doing it deliberately creepy.
Sorry. All right.
You sounded like what happens when Santa gently wakes you up when you've been a bad boy and you know it. Oh, hey. Oh, you're here. Was I getting a present? I thought I was getting a present. No? Oh, my.
You think his hand would get sore, but...
That's what the gloves are for. That's what the gloves are for. And he practices all year on his elves.
You know how hard it is to build an Xbox while you're being bare-bottom spanked?
You're kind of a pervert. What's wrong with you? Alright, I didn't mean to keep dipping into that well. I didn't mean to keep spanking that joke. Bare bottom. Tell me about lobsters.
You know they can be like left-handed or right-handed, even though they don't have any hands.
They have claws. It's just like having an index finger and a thumb. Well, so you don't want to start with if they're right or left-handed. Start with more general facts, like what is a lobster?
It's a crustacean, okay? It's invertebrate.
Okay, and what does that mean?
All right, means it's skeletons on the outside, doesn't have a spine.
All right, yeah, all right, kind of, yeah. A skeleton on the outside sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons monster. Yeah, this is my reverse skeleton. 48 hit points because his bones are on the outside.
You can see all the meat and skin just under the bones.
Yeah. What else about them? Where do they live?
I mean, it depends on the lobster, right?
All right.
In the ocean.
Are there freshwater lobsters?
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Absolutely.
I didn't know that. Jeff, I just learned something.
You didn't? I read that earlier. I forget where I read it, so I can't.
That's okay. We've never once cited anything except being like, it's time to look up Wikipedia.
They smell with their legs?
What?
No, they taste with their legs.
How?
There's little hairs on their legs, apparently, that pick up chemicals in the water.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. I mean, I guess if I was a lobster, I think tasting with your mouth would be gross, but...
What, they eat with their mouths, right?
They do, but they don't chew it till it's in their stomach.
What?
Yeah, they bite it off, gets in their stomach, and they have these little... I forget what they're called, but they're basically like stomach molars. They just grind up the food in there.
Ugh.
It's gross.
That is gross. Yeah. They've got, like, stomach teeth?
Yeah, they have stomach teeth. They don't have outer teeth.
Well, all creatures that live in the ocean are monster nightmares, so I guess I shouldn't have expected anything different.
They use complicated signals to establish social relationships, and they sometimes walk hand in hand with the old leading the young.
No, I didn't. They're little Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Little Boy Scouts. Why do they do that? That doesn't make any sense to me.
That was the end of the end of the sentence. I have no idea. Right. They move on.
All right.
They molt, obviously, because they've got those hard exoskeletons.
Yeah, they regrow their bone suits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they can eat their bone suits that they discard to help regrow their new ones faster. Apparently.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because of all the calcium lost.
Yeah, so they must breathe water, right?
They do have gills. Yeah, they're like packed. They're near their like thorax in the center there, underneath their shell.
Gross.
They breathe on the outside of their stomach. They chew inside of their stomach. Yeah. And they taste with their feet.
Yeah.
So
gross.
When they molt, they have a soft shell that takes 6 to 8 weeks before their new shell is hard enough to be able to protect themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But within the first 5 to 7 years, they will molt about 25 times in a year.
Why?
Which means their shell's never hard enough
to
protect themselves. They're always going to have to hide under mud or a rock or something. But when they get older, it can be as little as every few years. So, those first 5 to 7 years, though.
Now, I've heard that there are blue lobsters. Tell me about that.
Lobsters can come in a lot of different colors, and sometimes more than one color. I forget where I saw it, but there's like a red, a brown, orange, purple.
Blue.
Have
you ever eaten lobster?
I have had a piece of lobster once, but like most foods, I found it disgusting.
Yeah, I don't... It's like flavorless.
Yeah. It's like, what else goes good with that much butter? Bread.
Right. Anything. Do you like butter? It's really the question.
Yeah, maybe you just like butter. Yeah. Cookies are basically butter and flour.
Yeah, just have those instead of lobster as the main part of your meal.
You don't like lobster as a food?
No, it doesn't taste like anything. You gotta put a bunch of shit on it, and if I'm gonna eat seafood, it should taste like something.
It's kind of spongy and has a weird seafood taste, though, like an aftertaste. But really, it's mostly like wet nothing. So I can't get into it. Apparently, they used to be so abundant that people would just use them as fertilizer.
Well, yeah, they used to be poor person food.
Yeah, they had to put out a law saying that you couldn't feed your servants lobster more than twice a week.
Yeah, just because human society is wicked cool. We just always have the best ideas.
I keep reading that lobsters are actually very sensitive and don't have like a compound nervous system, whatever.
Yeah, don't make fun of them when they're helping their grandmother cross the street.
Yeah.
They're very sensitive.
Very sensitive, yeah. When they experience pain, their nervous system doesn't shut down like other animals, including us, as a coping mechanism. They just feel the pain until it stops. They don't have the ability to go into shock.
Oh, that's a cool evolutionary trait. Hey, for the first 5 to 7 years of your life, you're not protected from any of the other monsters in the ocean. And also, when you feel pain, you just continually feel it until it stops. Thanks, God. That's...
Real cool.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
What advantage does that give them?
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm sure other animals will take pity on us and not drop us into boiling pots of water.
But Sean, they only feel that pain for like 45 seconds until they die from being boiled in water. So
yeah.
But if they're dismembered beforehand, their nervous system can still function for up to an hour. So that's dope.
All right. So there's really not a good way, and maybe that's the defense. There's not a good way to kill them, like mercifully. It's like, oh yeah, no dog, whatever. If you can cut me up and I'll feel every piece of it. Yeah, Jay, drop me into boiling water. Doesn't matter. Almost a minute, I'll still be alive.
So no surprise, they also experience anxiety.
Really?
Yeah. They'll seek out a safe space. They react positively when dosed with antidepressant drugs.
Yeah, well, you really can't blame them for being anxious all the time. Yeah. Like, they grow up with no protection from the terrible, terrible ocean they live in. And people are just constantly dismembering them and boiling them, and they feel every piece of it. That's gotta be just like, oh boy, I hope nothing touches me today.
Why do they have a hard shell on the outside, but they still feel with those little hairs that pop out?
I know. Yeah.
They're so sensitive.
Yeah. Let me taste if there's any pain coming my way today.
Who are the scientists that are dosing lobsters with antidepressants?
Oh man, you can get like a government grant to just experiment with and on anything.
You think it's kind of like veal, like you can tell this lobster is raised with antidepressants because its meat is so tender.
It was so very relaxed its whole life. Why aren't they researching a way to like mercifully kill a lobster? Why not that first?
Give it a drug to shut its
Right.
nervous system down.
Right. So that when we do execute them in pots of boiling water, just one and done.
Used to work in a grocery store, and I used to work in their seafood department.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, not everybody, they would ask me to just cut the lobster in half the long way before I cook it for them, and be like, no.
Why? What? Why?
I don't know. Yeah, apparently it was easier for them later, but it was also like, how about you just rip the shell off or eat something else?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, go to a restaurant and have somebody do it. Like, I'm literally I'm also trying to work the deli, so
What?
if you could just have me throw this in the steamer for you and just have it cook with 20 other lobsters at a time, I could go about my business. But now I'll just this wriggling lobster, I'll just try to hold down on its back and its tail, hold down, and I'll just cut it right in half while it's alive. That's fine. My boss said I couldn't feel pain, so it's probably cool.
Yeah. Why don't they just pick a different food type? Because lobsters are disgusting.
Man, if they've got those molars in their stomach, how do people just eat the tail and then pick around the molar teeth? I don't know.
Maybe the teeth soften up. I don't know.
When steamed, as they're feeling all that pain, their teeth go soft.
Wow, the largest lobster ever caught was 44 and almost a half pounds. That's like the size of a child. Not like a big child, but still.
That's a lot.
I'm just suspicious of any animal that gets bigger than a person. So we'll keep our eyes on them.
Like bears?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whales?
Yep.
Are dolphins bigger than a person?
Yeah.
I mean, dolphins are bigger than children.
Yeah, I think there's dolphins that are bigger than people, man.
It's crazy.
They're like the people of the sea.
I don't know, Sean. How do they react to antidepressants?
All right, I'll look it up. I'm not afraid. Oh, yeah, it actually springs up. Third result when I type in dolphins, A-N-T.
Yeah.
10 fast facts about captive orcas and dolphins from bornfreeusa.org.
Sounds like a great website.
Yeah.
I'm getting some of my lobster facts from veganpeace.com. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm sure that they're also totally... Current research shows there's no significant difference between the longevity of captive and wild orcas/dolphins. Despite the controlled environment, routine veterinary care, and medications, including antidepressants, captive dolphins and orcas do not outlive their wild counterparts. Oh, well, that didn't really help.
Medicine doesn't help them.
Well, it doesn't help them live longer, but that's not what antidepressants are for, so...
That's true.
SeaWorld caught drugging orcas with human antidepressants. But that's orcas. I don't know. I don't really care if they feel bad about their lives when they're trapped in small tanks and their top fins droop over. Tell me about dolphins.
You think they'd try to give them antidepressants to see if the fin would stand straight up again?
Yeah, like maybe that's a happiness indicator. Like that's. Dolphins in captivity may commit suicide. All right.
Oh wow.
Let's check out this rabbit hole.
How do they do it?
Here's how they start this.
Oh, maybe they drown themselves.
I don't know. They plug up their blowholes. I don't know. Don't be fooled by a captive dolphin's smile. Many become so depressed that they kill themselves, writes former flipper trainer turned dolphin crusader Rick O'Barry. All right, thanks. A famous dolphin trainer has said this, so it is true. So this is from the website The Scavenger, whose tagline is salvaging what's left after the masses have had their feed. So I don't really know. I mean, I'm not... Here, let me check out the About section. I went to college. Scavenger is an online magazine comprising features, commentary, and news that you're unlikely to find in mainstream media.
Finally.
I don't get enough of this in my day-to-day. It's a mix of original articles, aggregated content, and author extracts. Okay. So it's really just kind of a blend. Oh, yeah, they call it an eclectic blend of professional journalists, bloggers, authors, and talented emerging writers, as well as experts such as doctors, lawyers, academics, coaches, therapists, and other professionals. So they'll just take anything.
They all write one article at a time, or do they?
I don't know, man.
They each have their own.
I think it's just one of those content hungry. We need to put some stuff out, so they'll just publish whatever idea pops in anyone's heads. But maybe it's great. Maybe it's a great website. I don't know.
Do you want to start submitting articles?
Yeah. That noise you hear when you drop a lobster into a pot of boiling water is them screaming for antidepressants.
It's a cheer, sweet release of death.
Oh, thank God. Living in this tiny tank with 40 other lobsters crawling all over each other all the time, constantly, it was a nightmare. I'm so glad I'll be dead in a minute. Sorry, this will just take a minute.
Gotta feel every second of this. I also have customers that would only eat female or only eat male lobsters, so I'd have to sex them to see.
Why?
Make sure they got all the female or male lobsters that they desired.
How could that possibly matter?
Not sticking a lobster dick in my mouth. Are you kidding me?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Ain't okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, that guy probably eats in front of an aquarium. He can't have his fish thinking he's lobster gay.
One of them must taste better, but I've had people that only eat one or only eat the other, so assuming it's in their heads.
Sorry, I'm still reading this article about dolphins in captivity committing suicide. I have a Google alerts out for suicide, just because I'm interested in the topic. And this never came up. When was this? Oh yeah, it was before my Google alerts thing. So I don't see, they don't source the author very well, but they do make it kind of seem like Rick O'Barry wrote this. Because at the bottom in bold they have, Rick O'Barry is a he's a marine mammal specialist at the Earth Island Institute. This is the best. In the 1960s, he trained the dolphins used in the hit TV show Flipper. After one of them died in his arms, he became a crusader to free captive dolphins. It's not funny because they're intelligent creatures that, we probably shouldn't be making do tricks for us, but Flipper, no, stay with me, buddy. He was cool with everything except for one dying. Don't you die on me. Don't you die on me, Flipper.
He had to keep pulling Flipper from the bottom of the pool to come up for a breath of air because Flipper was just trying to drown himself. But once he died in his arms, he was like, you know what, that's it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, a reference to slavery. Yeah, talking about slavery and this thing about dolphins. He uses the phrase chutzpah. And then they have the unmitigated gall, the chutzpah, to tell us they love doing tricks for us. See how they smile? Don't be fooled. Those dolphins are not smiling.
So he knew he was lying to the people when he said, "Look at that dolphin smile."
He's clearly not over this trauma. Yeah, so don't be fooled. Those dolphins are not smiling. If one of those dolphins were to fall dead on the dock, he would still wear that look, and it would still not be a smile. Every day I remember that Flipper dying in my arms.
I thought he was joking. He's always a prankster.
But it was no smile.
He had a smile on his face.
It was no smile. Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, wow, the dolphin can kill itself by drowning. Dolphins don't have the automatic reflex of breathing. They do it deliberately.
Oh, wow.
So, how you and I don't think about breathing? Because we don't live in the ocean like a bunch of fucking idiots. We can just walk around on the surface. Okay. Dolphins get to choose. The dolphin will kill himself by drowning if he deliberately breathes water, but more likely he dies for lack of oxygen in his blood caused by not breathing at all. This suicide option the dolphin takes is another proof of his self-awareness, without which suicide would never even occur to him. I don't know about that. All right, I'll close this thing because we're talking about lobsters, not Rick O'Barry and the tragedy of the the dead.
I tried to bring up a story about how I had to look at lobster genitalia at work, and all of a sudden you're like, dolphins will kill themselves. All right, I get it.
I'm just saying. All right, please go on. So this guy didn't want a lobster dick in his mouth? What's happening there? Let's get back in it.
No, end of story. All
right.
The females have a little section where after mating, they hold on to the male sperm until they're ready to lay their eggs. Mm-hmm. They can hold on to it for up to a year.
Ugh, just women,
They're always trapping you.
Sorry, I was in the middle of writing a diatribe on Reddit. What were we talking about? What's going on?
So maybe what I'm thinking is now that I know that, maybe customers that only wanted female lobsters, maybe they really enjoyed the taste of lobster sperm because it was just nestled between the meat and the shell of a female lobster.
All right, counterpoint though. Eggs. Couldn't you get a male lobster and choke it off for that same flavor?
You eat a female lobster, you eat semen for a day. You teach yourself to jerk off a male lobster, you eat semen for a year.
Yeah, that's the parable of the lobster. It's from the Bible, I'm sure. How, could you jerk off a lobster? Were they good? I'll Google that too.
I don't know.
How to get lobster semen.
I think you have to go to the dark web first, so you have to type in www//
Yeah, make a little tent.
dark web.
That's the little tent that the dark web is in. You need to indicate World Wide Web into the tent where it's dark. Yep.
Yeah.
Go on.
Dot.
It's taking you so long to get this URL out. It's
yeah. I don't know if it's safe to say.
Why? What might happen?
You know, like the government's listening, or people on the dark web are listening.
You think the government doesn't know about the dark web?
They might not know how to get there.
I'm pretty sure that like the CIA and the FBI know how to get there. That's how they That's how like they trick pedophiles into being fucking dumb enough to go to jail.
Really? I thought the ones that were dumb enough to go to jail were just using the regular internet. You know, they're going to like chuckycheese.com or something.
Yeah.
On the message boards. I don't know.
Do you know that URL right off the top of your head?
chuck.e/cheese.
Yeah.
/ chat or message board. No.
Dark web.
You're telling me these sickos they have they just really want kids, and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna have to learn how to get on the dark web.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the dark web isn't like a negative anti-internet. You know that, right? Like the dark web is just a term for like websites you can't get to by doing searches like Google.
You can't
like
Google
they're
them,
not.
They're not Google.
You have to know how to like the URL to get there.
A lot
to
of
get
databases
there. Like,
are technically the dark web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in disgusting cesspool websites, like I don't know, just off the top of my head, Reddit.
You can Google Reddit.
Right, you can, but that's how you get a pedophile gets online and he doesn't know how to get to the dark web. So he goes to just a total garbo website where a bunch of pedophiles always meet and always have been meeting with a bunch of Nazis and, you know, neocon white supremacists. And they ask around, and then a dude who knows, you know, the link will share it with the dude who doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then how do you get the kids onto the dark web?
You have to, like, in real life, they're going out and, like, grabbing kids. Like, are you kidding me? Child abuse is huge.
I thought this was like, you know, that Dateline To Catch a Predator?
Yeah.
Where they're chatting with kids online?
Yeah.
I was like, well, how does a kid get on the dark web to start chatting with a pedophile?
No. That's the pedophiles leaving the dark web, coming back out into the regular internet.
I just assumed that they're all weirdo creeps that wouldn't know how to get to the dark web.
The news. Once in your life, read a news story. It's all the time. Your tax dollars are going to the FBI and the CIA so they can bust up child like prostitution and pornography rings that organize on the dark web.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
You just don't care.
I care.
You just don't care about it.
I care.
Tell me more about lobsters. We got kind of way off track here. I don't.
They lay so many eggs. I remember that part. I just gotta find it.
Female lobsters carry their eggs for 10 to 11 months. Jesus.
And the lobsters molt inside their eggs.
Oh my god.
The eggs, once they hatch, they go to the surface, and then they're just like picked off by like fish and birds.
Yeah.
0.1% actually make it back down as a lobster.
Oh, that's probably why they have a ton of kids then.
Yeah. A 1 pound female will carry 8,000 eggs. A 9 pound female may carry more than 100,000 eggs.
Yeah.
Wow, Jesus. They're floating on the surface for like 4 to 6 weeks, and they're easy prey for seabirds and fish.
That just doesn't seem very evolutionary, you know. Like, why does that happen? Why do they do that? They're just like, whatever.
Why do they float to the surface? Can't they make eggs that just like sink onto the ground and they could like push them under a rock or something and wait?
Right? And then like probably starfish and stuff will get to them. All the creepy crawly shit that's down there.
True, but I mean, the first 7 years of their life, they have to be defending those off anyway, right? Where the old lobsters and young lobsters finding each other to hold hands if they just abandon them when they lay them?
Oh, thank God you survived the last 7 years.
Take my hand.
When I dumped you and your 20,000 siblings out, I knew at least one of you would just survive. Do you want to invent a better lobster right now? You want to do God's work for him?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
First off, nose. Okay, legs are for walking.
Yep. Good. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Yeah.
You do not taste with your legs.
Yeah. Tongue, nose, boom.
Yep. You know what? Let's make the face more human in general.
Really make it more comfortable to look at.
Teeth.
You know?
Put teeth in there. In the mouth. Take
pull
them
the teeth out of the stomach,
out of the stomach
into
and the mouth. You chew it up before you swallow it.
You know what? I'm tired of them swimming backwards. Put the tail in the front.
I don't know.
You're gonna be swimming forward. You're gonna be looking where you're swimming. Okay?
That's not how it works. That's not. You know, dolphins swim forward and their tails are in the back, right?
Dolphins don't. Lobsters curl their tails and they swim backwards.
Yeah.
We're not doing that anymore. Okay, you have to look where you're going.
Well, here's the thing. It's not a fish. Why does it need a tail at all?
Oh, we're getting rid of the tail.
I'd like to.
Get the tail.
I mean, I'd like to. We don't have to if you want to keep it. This is a negotiation. We didn't just snap our fingers like some asshole who lives in heaven that I know. Okay, there's a review process. We bounce ideas back and forth. It's better.
All right, well, we'll table the tail right now. Human or face, teeth in the mouth, tongue in the mouth, gills right behind their new ears.
Oh, you want to give them ears?
Well, they hear with the antennas
Okay.
that are sticking up,
All right.
I think, if I remember correctly.
I'll accept that. And if they don't, before they do now.
Yeah, put those right behind the eyes instead of in front.
Yeah.
And then right after those, the gills.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And how many gills?
How many? I want to say 3 to a side.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
I like that symmetry. Yeah, that looks nice.
They have 10 legs. I'm sick of that. There's an embarrassment of legs there.
Yeah, you have 5 on a side.
Not needed. I want to say 4, but
I think we could cut it down to 2 legs on each side, but because they're so small and scuttly, maybe 3 on each side.
Well, do they have to be that scuttly? Maybe just give them 2 legs and then start walking upright.
Okay, but I think you just want to make them people, and that's not the goal here. Because here's the thing: the last thing I want is a human with an exoskeleton just walking around in the bottom of the ocean. Don't want it, don't need it.
Named Dave.
And here's the thing: it would feel so much worse to drop that into a pot of boiling water.
Well, he's already got the humanoid face now, right? So it's gonna just
So?
drop him into a pot of water.
You know what? How about this?
They get as big as children.
How about this? No legs, human or
Okay.
covered in
no
exoskeleton
legs.
at all.
Got it.
It's got tentacles instead, like an octopus.
Okay. How many tentacles?
I want to say 8 because I just referenced an octopus, but we could make it kind of an oddball, and it can have an odd number of legs between 7 and 15.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say like 3, but you want like up to 15
Oh,
tentacles.
I want just a mess of tentacles under there as it moves, because like some are going to be for slapping other fish away when it tries to eat them.
Yep. Gotcha.
Some are going to be for walking.
Yeah.
Maybe some will just be spares. I don't know.
All right. 15 then. If we're going that route, I want 15.
All right. 15 tentacles. All right.
If it's gonna have tentacles, I think we can say that safely we can get rid of the tail at that point.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. We don't want a tail and tentacles. That doesn't make any sense. Good. I'm glad we got rid of the tail. Thank you.
Okay, so it's got 15 tentacles.
Yeah. Humanoid face.
Humanoid face.
Gills.
Yeah.
Still hears with antenna, but they're moved behind the eyes. Can we give it a voice box so it can tell us if it wants antidepressants?
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to have this sort of agency, it should have a voice. Absolutely.
Right. I mean, I just think if it's got a tongue and teeth and a nose and regular eyes and it looks like a human face. And well, here's the thing, though. We might not need one. Now that it's got a face, it can look sad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, we're taking the voice box out. Let's just put that in our back pockets. We'll give that to another animal that needs it more.
Gonna be a very expressive face.
I'd say,
no voice
you know,
box.
well, we got our sleeves rolled up while we're here at the table.
Yeah.
Why don't we just give that voice box to horses? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great?
I don't know. They're already intimidating. They're so big,
Yeah.
of horses. So if one talked to me, I feel it would be too easy for it to just boss me around. I don't like that.
All right, but here's the thing: they all sound like Wanda Sykes, right?
I could easily be bossed around by Wanda Sykes,
But you're not intimidated by it, right?
Sometimes she gets like what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes she can be bossy.
Yeah.
In her voice.
Yeah, I wouldn't call a powerful woman bossy. That seems sexist to me, Jeff.
No, if I called her like bitchy
I feel like
or sassy, that'd be sexist and
No,
racist.
I feel like
bossy is like.
No.
Do you think bossy is still a sexist term?
Yeah.
Do you don't call men bossy?
No,
guess
and
you
I don't think that you do either.
You say they're powerful. You say they.
Yeah, you would.
What is the word you use for men?
If a man did what Wanda Sykes did, you would call him commanding, and that's just
commanding. That's the word.
And that's just you being sexist. So
yeah, okay.
Just say that she's commanding, because I think that's probably.
She can have a commanding voice. I think at times.
I
think if a horse had her voice, I'd be doing whatever the horse wanted. It wouldn't go well.
I only really know her from Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I think I could see what you mean.
She's commanding.
How are her stand-up specials?
I think I've seen one.
Yeah, I haven't. I think there's at least one on Netflix. I haven't seen. Well, we'll put horses away. They have voice boxes now, so we got to do something with that later.
Yeah. I'd like to apologize for just throwing out a sexist term there. I had no idea. Jeez.
No, it's okay.
Jeez Louise.
It's okay. I called you on it and embarrassed you publicly.
I was trying to avoid them. I was like, Sassy, no, that's a black thing. Can't use that.
Yeah, you were so focused on not being racist.
Yeah, it happens, you know. You start focusing too far in one way, you're going to miss another way entirely.
Of course. Okay.
All right, 15 tentacles, humanoid face, teeth in the mouth, gills behind the antennas.
Right, real quick, though. What if horses sounded like Fran Drescher instead? See, that's pretty good, right?
It was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I think they need to make a movie starring Fran Drescher as a horse now.
We'll do that. We'll do that off the air. We'll write it and pitch it and definitely get it made. Netflix is putting out garbage. But yeah, no, you're right. 15 tentacles, human face, gills.
Well, to move the gills up behind the antenna ears, because they already have gills. But no tail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we standardized the amount of gills they have and changed their location.
I mean, is there anything else? I mean, do they still have that shell? Can you put a shell on tentacles like that?
I mean, they'd be coming out of the shell.
Oh, can they pull them in like a turtle?
Oh, that's a good idea for protection. But then how would they? I mean, if I so I'm I'm a mean old fish and I'm coming up to attack this lobster.
Yeah.
Pulls all its tentacles in. What do? Well, I'd probably bite it in the human face that it has now. It's got these unprotected eyes. It's
You think its eyes would be unprotected? Well, the nose, yeah.
Yeah. Well, how are they protected? You can't put chitin over eyes because then they can't see, and that's. Come on, man.
Oof. I mean, maybe you do like hardened spikes all around the human face, so it's harder to get into it.
It's pretty metal. I don't know.
That way it goes.
I don't know.
It's
but
all
then
hitting
like
those spikes.
See, I'm back to what if, right? I'm back to giving it like vocal cords because what if, all right, a fish comes at your eyes, and this thing just starts fucking screaming, right? It just starts a high-pitched panic wail, and the fish is like, "Oh, whoa, fuck, what?" And then it's gone. The fish it runs away. It's scared.
What if it confuses the fish with a riddle?
That's another good one. That's great. Oh, fish, no, don't eat me. You can only eat me after you answer these 3 riddles.
Does it still have claws?
I think it's gonna have to have claws. Yeah.
Okay.
Except, you know what? Here's the thing. Let's make its whole body round, right?
Okay.
And we put the face on one side, right? Mm-hmm. The spike thing's up top. The gills maybe right behind and maybe a little below it. The tentacles out the bottom. What goes on the back?
The claws kind of come up like a scorpion's tail.
Yeah.
But they're claws.
Yeah. That's a good idea. It'll have these long, thin claws. Maybe what if? Okay, so it's got maybe it has 2 claws and a scorpion tail.
Sticking right at the back.
And then it can grab a fish and then stab the shit out of it with its fucking tail.
And then chew it with its humanoid mouth.
And it's got its mouth full of sushi. It goes, looks like sushi tonight. Jeff, I hate this monster we've made, but I also love it. And I want it to be real in the ocean.
It's definitely better than lobsters are right
100%. Here's the thing. It's so far from a lobster, we might have to rename it just to get away from the terrible lobster brand, right?
Okay.
What do you think we're going to name it? I have no idea.
Do you think people name it after like people who invented it or found it or?
I don't want to call it a Jeff. That's bad.
Feels more like a Brett to me, but I see what you're saying.
No, these things aren't huge. These things aren't towering pillars of just slabs of muscle.
They could probably get up to like 5'10", 170 if they tried, right?
Let me see. Where does lobster come from?
The ocean, and then you just close Google.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Alexa. Corruption of the Latin locusta, locust, grasshopper. The Latin word was corrupted into the Old English lobstre, meaning lobster and locust. So they probably were just thinking like, hey, this thing looks like a locust. It's the locust of the sea. We don't have to come up with one right now.
I want to say lobzilla, but
yeah, it's not big though. He's a tiny little guy. He's just like the size of a human head. And he's got tentacles coming out the bottom, and he's got gills, an antenna, a scorpion tail, and 2 claws. He's terrible. Oh, he's terrible. All right, I'm done with this. What else are we doing?
Kind of a year in review of how Year of the Wizard went.
Okay.
Did I learn enough about wizards? Do I know what a wizard is?
I don't know. Do you? And then Google shuts down.
Webster's dictionary defines a wizard.
What is the etymology of the word wizard?
A wise man, or one skilled in magic, or a very clever or skillful person. It says nothing about child manipulation, or book learned,
Well,
fancy hat wearing.
wizard. Looks like it can be traced to the early 15th century, meaning philosopher or sage. Its root word is from the Middle English wis, W-I-S, meaning wise. Or maybe it's pronounced wise, I don't know. All of the root words, Zynest, Zyniz, Zine... Oh, well, they're comparing them to Lithuanian words, which are all spin off from their verb to know, zinoti. The ground sense is perhaps to know the future. The meaning one with magical power, one proficient in the occult sciences, did not emerge until around 1550. The distinction between philosophy and magic being blurred in the Middle Ages. As a slang word meaning excellent, it is recorded from 1922. Yes! That's wizard.
Excellent.
That's wizard, Jeff. Sorry, go on.
Which wizard universe would you like to be a wizard in? Or that you think got it the most right? Harry Potter?
No.
I'm trying to think of the wizard movies we watched.
I know.
Lord of the Rings?
It's probably going to be Lord of the Rings, but...
Magic Mike?
Oh, no, thank you. Technically, I already live in that world, and it sucks.
The Sword and the Stone?
So, no, because that was just a series of short films about a wizard manipulating a boy. The Santa Claus was about being tricked into a contract. I don't want that. Oh, the Witches?
Yeah, I don't. They didn't have their shit together.
Yeah.
Like, their business plan didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Seems like it costs too much money to make all that potion and buy all those candy shops. Just invest it. I think you'd be better.
Didn't they get tricked by a guy wearing a devil costume? They thought he was the devil?
That was Hocus Pocus.
Oh, okay.
That you've seen? Have you seen?
No, I've seen Hocus Pocus. Yeah, it's on frequently at the gym during the holiday season of Halloween, not Thanksgiving.
How about The Wizard of Oz, where you're just a regular guy in a magical world that's trying to convince people to kill women for you?
Yeah, that sucks. Too. So no thank you. Is that all we watched?
No, we watched...
What a waste of a year. The whole year is gone, Jeff. Watching these dumb movies and then having to talk about them.
I want to say we talked about Full House, but I don't remember what movie we were talking about.
No, that was gabbing about Gibbler. We just talked about... I forget why, but we just talked about Kimmy Gibbler and the actress that plays her.
And then Hocus Pocus, and then...
We watched Hocus Pocus?
Well, I watched Hocus Pocus.
No, I've seen it. I know what...
Then,
do you want me to tell you what happens in it again? Because I remember.
Yeah. You know, please. Willow.
Yeah,
Santa
Willow.
Claus.
I think probably, I don't know, the Harry Potter is the world I'd want to be a wizard in, because you could just learn wizard skills and then go live like an actual adult instead of being totally mystified by like cars and like, oh, cars, I'm into cars because they're a fucking non-magical person invention. It's like, all right, yeah, but like it's just a car. Like,
yeah, they were enthrilled by non-magical stuff. But I guess you could go to wizarding school and then not just dream of the days where you're on the Quidditch team.
Yeah.
Go back every year and watch it.
Did you say enthrilled back there?
Enthralled? Did I say enthralled?
Did say enthrilled, which I like as a word. I just wanted to be clear.
Enthrilled.
Right.
That's the name of the lobster-like creature we've created.
Enthrilled,
the
yes.
Enthrilled.
It's an enthrilled. Thank you. It's just thrilled to be alive.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. So
I think the Harry Potter universe would be better than like the Lord of the Rings universe to be a wizard in. You know what I mean?
Lord of the Rings universe, first of all, there's like a lot of inherent racism there.
There's a normal amount of racism in the Harry Potter universe against non-magical people, though.
Okay, but that's like...
Mixed blood.
Yeah, but that's like they're couching it in terms of magic. That's the other thing with the Harry Potter. You can just leave. You just go live in like New York. And you don't like, and you can just live like, and then you have to deal with real world racism, but you don't have to deal with bullshit like, what quality of blood do you have? Like, it's not the 1920s, guys. Get out of it.
Yeah, and if you're not, tied up in the politics between Voldemort and Dumbledore, seems like you might be okay.
Yeah.
I watched Fantastic Beasts, and I think there were some people living in New York, and you still had this bureaucracy, wizard council thing.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
With some rules and shit. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So there was some bureaucracy there, but I think for the most part they lived like normal lives, except they'd go to this special bank. It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, I think that'd be the way to go.
I thought that was just a bank that also did wizard stuff, but...
Oh, yeah, because that guy wasn't a wizard, was looking to get a loan at that bank, right?
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's looking to get a loan.
Jeff, did you see the movie?
Yeah, let me describe it beat for beat for you. It opens up Eddie Redmayne getting off of a plane.
Who's Eddie Redmayne?
Newt Scamander.
There we go.
I believe is his character's name.
Yeah. Thank you.
He's doing something. He's always looking for a certain creature, I think. All right, it's been too long.
Okay. Well, no, he got thrown out of Hogwarts, and I guess exiled from England. I wasn't clear on why he left either. Look, anyway, the dude has like a whole magical zoo in his case, right?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Like, he could just show up anywhere with a bunch of bombs and guns. Like,
yeah, he's got like a whole little world in there.
yeah.
What does it look like on the X-ray machine when you're going through the airport?
It was probably the 1920s version of the dark web, I bet. We're not talking about that movie, though, as bad as it was.
Well, it's in the Harry Potter universe. So, yeah.
No, I get your point, but I just
yeah,
don't want to talk about
yeah.
it anymore, because that's not where we're doing year in review.
Yeah, the Harry Potter universe is the way to be a wizard, because it can happen in modern times.
Like,
and you can live a normal life and have magical powers.
Right, because on the one hand, you got magic powers. On the other hand, you have, like, indoor plumbing, which... Return of the King, I don't know. It really doesn't seem like you do, you know?
I'm sure you got to clean out a lot of chamber pots while you're trying to read up and gain magical powers in that world, you know what I mean?
It's like, no thank you. Magic Mike there's too much dancing. And,
I can't dance that much.
And no magic powers.
I think it was very subtle, the magic in that movie.
Sword in the Stone,
Very.
again, you're shitting out in the woods like an asshole.
He doesn't seem to really have it together.
No.
And neither is Mad Madam Mim, who's also just living out in the woods.
The Santa Claus is, I mean, you're trapped. You don't get a choice. That's not...
Yeah, you're tricked into having magical powers that you then have to use.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Willow, I don't know, man. Like, it seems like they don't delineate between magician and wizard in that movie, although the powers are a lot greater.
Again, too, you're shitting in the woods.
Yeah.
I can't stress this enough that I will not live in any world that doesn't have indoor plumbing.
Really come accustomed to indoor plumbing.
Yeah, I
like the
look,
internet.
I like the few luxuries that like a baseline modern world provides. Indoor plumbing is foremost among those. It's up top. It's up top.
So if I'm trying to learn wizards and I go with the Harry Potter universe, and there's a whole underlying racism thing of mixed blood.
Yep.
Does that mean, much like the Star Wars Jedi, that there's something in their blood that gives them the ability to become a wizard and use magic?
No.
No, it's just like old school racism where it's like, ugh, you got that non-magic person's blood in you.
Yeah, so I don't know
dirty.
what determines whether they can learn magic or not, but if the blood thing was true, then it would play out that people with pure bloodlines were stronger in magic, and it doesn't.
That's the exact opposite in that movie, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, like, the point the movie makes is that's not true, so...
It's very wizardy, like, you have to read up and learn about different spells and shit, and there's forbidden books, and you manipulate children to get what you want.
Yeah.
And that is, like, the core of being a wizard in most of these movies.
Oh, yeah.
That I can figure out. That's what a wizard is.
I mean, even in Magic Mike kind of manipulates that kid into becoming a stripper.
Yeah,
like
it does.
It's pretty consistent across all these films.
And Santa manipulates all the Christian children in the world.
Yeah.
By giving them toys for what, if I'm to believe in every other Christmas movie, powers his sleigh and maybe his workshops. The belief in Santa.
I don't know.
So he's stealing all this energy from children's belief.
I don't know. They don't really. I don't know that they really get into that, but.
Nor should they. It's very dark. I think I know what a wizard is, Sean. I think I'm.
I don't think you do.
I'm prepared.
For what?
For any questions about wizards that people may have. If anybody has any questions about wizards, feel free to ask us. I'll answer it because I know everything there is to know about wizards now. I think.
Yeah.
You don't sound confident, Sean.
I don't know.
You don't think that I would know?
I don't want to have to see you field a bunch of questions about wizards, you know? I just don't want to have to. You feel me on that?
I could do it.
Yeah.
I could do it.
All right. I feel like you're just kind of inviting trouble here, but.
I mean, listen, you have access to the internet. Maybe look it up for yourself first, but I'll try to help, because now I have a good understanding of what a wizard is.
Okay. I mean, I'd say just wait until I ask for the help, okay? I don't need you jumping in.
You don't want me interrupting your answer about a wizard?
Yeah, because I'm going to be really on point.
Listen, I'm not saying I know more about wizards than you. Obviously not.
I don't know. You had that tone. Yeah.
I just feel that tone you're sensing is confidence.
I don't know.
I have a newfound confidence for wizards.
I don't think I've ever heard you talk that way before, so I don't...
I've never been confident about anything before.
What do you think? Overall, wizards, cool or not?
The idea is cool. It's rarely done correctly, it seems, but
I agree.
I like the idea. Do you like wizards more or less now that we've spent a year watching movies people made about wizards?
Pretty much just the same.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's hard to influence me when I've made up my mind about something. So watching other people not do a good job presenting wizards on the big screen doesn't really change my opinion of wizards in my life. Look, I'm sure making a movie about wizards is difficult, but
Sure.
you and I did just invent a better kind of lobster.
Yeah, and it took like what, 20 minutes maybe?
Called it Enthrilled. And thrilling. Yeah, and it took like 20 minutes. So in 20 minutes we one-upped God. I bet we could probably handle a movie about wizards right now.
Be so easy.
Let's do it. That'll be our next spec script. We can call it "What is a Wizard?"
That's gonna be the name of the movie?
Yeah, it's gonna be a documentary.
Oh my god.
Right? I know.
I was hoping for I don't know, like a beach movie that somehow involved wizards, you know?
You want like a Weekend at Bernie's, but at the end a necromancer shows up and brings him back to life.
Yeah. You know, maybe he's not dead. Maybe he was poisoned by a wizard's potion or something. And then
let's start with that basis. We're remaking Weekend at Bernie's.
It's Weekend at Merlin's.
It's Weekend at Merlin's, and these two people, they've been spell grafted onto this corpse. They can't put him down.
Okay. I like it.
In order to not be convicted of his murder and also of desecrating a body, they have to convince everyone he is alive.
Which they are able to do.
Maybe each one of them can do minor magics. Maybe they're apprentices. Maybe this is a challenge that Merlin has set them. Or is Merlin the dead body?
Ooh.
Right? Because if it's a Weekend at Bernie's thing, then Weekend at Merlin's would be he's the corpse.
Or maybe they go to Merlin's house looking for Merlin. They find this corpse. They touch it. Boom. They're grafted to it. Right?
Oh, it's a cursed corpse. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we stay at Merlin's? Do they stay at Bernie's that whole time?
I have not seen Weekend at Bernie's. I don't think I've ever seen Weekend at Bernie's.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, so these two, they're gonna go to Merlin's place for a party. He's not there. Corpse, boom, cursed. The party's starting soon, right?
Yeah.
They're freaking out.
Yeah.
They're freaking out. So they spend this whole party grafted to this dead body, trying to convince people it's alive.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to get blamed for this murder. And while they're there, they're going through Merlin's shit, trying to find a spell or a potion to get this body off of them.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Spell scrolls and potion hijinks.
Yeah. Third act, let's see. Third act is...
Well, maybe, who's after them, right? There's got to be someone at the party who suspects and is trying to... Maybe another apprentice is trying to get them in trouble.
Somebody who... So one of these guys is related to Merlin, and Merlin's going to teach him the ways. But this one guy that applied to be Merlin's assistant was rejected, still invited to the party, hates that one guy, looking to get him.
So Merlin's not the corpse. I just want to be sure.
Merlin is not the corpse. Okay. I don't think.
Who is the corpse then?
Think. I mean, it could. Listen, it could be
just a dead body Merlin had in his tower.
Yeah. It could be Merlin, but yeah. Well, is the corpse coming back at the end of the movie as like a person?
Well, that was just a suggestion. I mean,
Well, if it's Merlin, I think he has to.
There's no bad ideas here, Jeff.
If it's Merlin, I think he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Let's make it Merlin, because then Merlin's going to want to be socializing at this thing. People come to the party, they want to talk to Merlin, so they have to make it like a whole thing. Yeah, so it's better if it's Merlin. They had the right idea with Weekend at Bernie's.
They really nailed it. We can't improve on that part.
Done in one, so...
Yeah. So how about this then? The apprentice who's after them is maybe instead of an apprentice, he's like a younger relative of Merlin's who's going to inherit everything if Merlin is actually dead. So he wants to prove to everyone that Merlin is dead, and they got to kind of outwit him.
I like that. And so at the end, do they bring Merlin back to life? Do they get Merlin's will changed? But doesn't that make them the bad guys?
Yeah, I don't think that they change his will. I think that probably would make them the bad guys, yeah. I don't think Weekend at Merlin should be like an anti-hero film.
Put some shades on him. Go to a notary.
Playing some wacky music, dancing along a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe, okay, how about this? Oh, how about this? The whole time, right? They're trying to separate themselves from the dead body, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like their main thing, and then they can stash it somewhere and just be like, Merlin left, and they don't have to deal with it. But the way they have to solve it is they have to connect their major veins to his heart so that it starts up. They have to share their blood flow with him to bring him back to life.
For some reason, he has 15 tentacles.
He's got 15 tentacles under his robe, no legs.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. Oh no! Pff, that's weak. That's terrible. We're not doing that. Mm-hmm. They have to convince a child to do something for them, and then when they do it, Merlin comes back and he's like, "Oh, you did it! That's the one thing you needed to know to be wizards yourselves. You graduated." Right. And then the whole thing turns into a graduation party.
All right. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
Merlin's hosting.
Oh yeah.
Merlin owns a wizard business, some sort of wizard business, whether it's selling potions or scrolls or clothing, right?
Selling potions makes him seem kind of like a drug dealer, so let's stick with scrolls or something. Yeah.
We'll say clothing. We get a wizard clothing line, okay?
Yeah. Oh, robes with stars and moons on them, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Of course.
All right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the guy that's suspicious of the party is the guy that wants to take over the company.
Yeah,
right?
And turn the whole thing into a ski resort.
Yeah. And if
for rich people,
if Merlin dies before a certain time, or maybe he doesn't own 51% of the company at the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Merlin dies, he gets a certain stake in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it turns out this guy's an evil wizard that wants to use the clothing company for something bad. They discover this when they find Merlin's body. They have to convince everybody that didn't work, and that guy's expecting Merlin to be dead, and that's why he's suspicious of Merlin not talking and being grafted to these two guys.
Because he already killed Merlin.
Yeah, because he spends the whole time trying to convince people that something's weird about Merlin, because he can't come out right out and say, Merlin's dead, right? So he has to be like, isn't it weird Merlin's not really talking that much and won't leave those two guys aside? And those two guys have to figure out a way to get Merlin's dead body off of them.
Yeah.
While also doing whatever it needs to be done to save the company from that evil wizard.
And look, I think that still fits with their solution. This guy's watching them so closely that they have to get a child. They have to manipulate a child to do it behind this guy's back, because the guy's not watching the child, and that's what makes him a bad wizard. He's not as good as others because he's not spending. If he spent the time manipulating the children of the party to do this for him, boom, done.
Yeah. They get Merlin back to life by manipulating that child. One of those guys is like Merlin's nephew. He goes, "You did it. You're an amazing wizard. I knew you had it in you." Gifts that guy the company.
Yeah, I like it.
I think that's it.
We cut to like a year or two later, right at the end, as the celebratory kind of last. All the clothes are new and cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it looks like it's like a cool Apple store.
Yeah.
He really updates the place, That's all I'm saying. All right, now what?
Boom. Credits.
Did you want to talk about wizards more?
I mean, I think I've nailed wizards by how well we just wrote a treatment for a wizard movie.
Weekend at Merlin's.
Yeah. So, I think we nailed it.
All right. Candy. No transitions. What did we eat this week, Jeff?
This week we had Hershey Kisses.
I just put one in my mouth.
Oh man, I left mine downstairs.
How'd you like them?
I like them. I do. I like a nice bite-sized candy. Mm-hmm. The wrapping, not my favorite.
Yeah, I don't need them individually wrapped.
Yeah, it seems unnecessary. Hershey's chocolate, not the best chocolate, but since we're Americans, it's what I come to expect chocolate to taste like. Yeah. So that's the bar. It's way better than Nestle's chocolate. So
yeah,
boom.
It might be the best American chocolate that's widely available.
Yes. They messed up the wrapping and the packaging when they had to have that little piece of paper sticking out.
Yeah.
So you can get it started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They definitely fucked up there. And they refused to change it because it's like iconic now or something. But you can have them in a bag, not wrapped.
Yeah, if they sold a bag of unwrapped Hershey Kisses, I'd be all over that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just keep kids out of the dirty, grubby little hands out of there. But
yeah.
But yeah.
I think all of our candy assumptions have been built on the fact that it's not children just grabbing this candy first.
Because M&Ms aren't individually wrapped. They have that candy coating. Do you think they'd be improved by candy coating? I don't think so.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, you just keep them at the right temperature, leave them unwrapped, keep kids' grubby little hands out of there, and you're fine.
Yeah.
It's time to leave the kisses unwrapped.
You hear that, Hershey?
What is that place? What is that Think you can get a petition going? So many signatures.
Change.org.
Let's get it going. Change.org.
You could also, I guess we could go to the White House website, whitehouse.gov, and sign one of those things where the White House administration has to give like an official response if you get enough signatures, but I don't think that's a
Trump will do, that's something Trump's concerned about.
Yeah, I bet we could get a response from him. He is just a terrible garbage president who is no good.
He's like, finally a petition I can get behind.
Finally something in my wheelhouse, something I can handle competently.
I know about. As he licks the chocolate off his fingers.
Yeah, as he licks the chocolate off the wrapper of the Hershey Kisses. I think the wrapper's great.
Yeah, I think our idea of having them unwrapped is good, but they have done a lot of changes to Hershey Kisses.
Real quick.
There's not just the regular... Go ahead.
No, we'll get to the changes. I know you've got a whole history thing lined up. I'm kidding. I don't know what you have wrapped up. That wasn't meant to be so aggressive as it sounded. I like the creative energy we've unbottled here. We've played God by making new creatures. We've played another different kind of God by making a whole movie. I think now we're improving candy itself. I like this. I just wanted to comment that we should do it more.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Please continue.
But what I'm worried about with unwrapping them is now that they have different kinds, like they have Hershey's with almonds, they have, I think, caramel-filled ones now. The problem with that is now they use different color wrapping to indicate the different kind.
Okay, but you can just do that with the bag.
Yeah, and then if you pour them out, you'd be like, these are these ones. Just remember, because you're a goddamn adult.
Just leave them in the bag.
I don't know. Some people put candy out.
Yeah, all right.
At like parties and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess just label it correctly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not hard. I mean, like...
And then the bag is fancy.
Right. Or put the bag under the dish. You put it out. I don't know.
Yeah. A little label there. Yeah, but yeah. Leave them in the bag. Yeah. You're right.
I am. Thank you.
Wow, they really went crazy with the Hershey Kisses flavors. I had no idea. I thought there was like chocolate, milk, dark chocolate.
Isn't there like
almond,
a peppermint?
Caramel.
Isn't there, Jeff? Isn't there a peppermint?
I don't see that right now.
Okay.
I don't see that in my big list here.
All right.
But yeah, this is insane. I mean, I knew they had the Kisses where they're white and milk chocolate together. Oh no, candy cane, peppermint flavored, white chocolate with red non-perils. Or I don't know how to say that word. But yeah, they do have peppermint flavored. But under limited time only, they went banana pants. They have a carrot cake, milk chocolate filled with buttercream, caramel apple. Holy shit! Chocolate marshmallow,
Pumpkin spice.
Special dark coffee flavored.
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
Come on.
Candy corn. It's tough. I mean, you want to stay relevant, right? So you got to do all these. I dare you to eat this flavor.
Did you know that Hershey Kisses were first introduced in 1907?
I did not know that.
Now you do. Supposedly they're named because of the sound and motion made by the machine when it's depositing the chocolate.
I know that's the most disgusting way to say that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It makes a kissing sound when it's squeezing out that chocolate onto that mat.
I guess.
Wow. Is it like a nice kiss sound, or is it one of those kiss sounds where you see somebody doing it and you're like, gross? Like open mouth, like they're trying to lick peanut butter off the roof of their mouth.
Yeah.
Sound. Kisses sound different depending on the person and the intensity.
Oh, I know. I read you loud and clear, Jeff.
Disgusting. They're disgusting.
Hey, during 1942, guess what I'm going to talk about now? Production of Hershey Kisses was briefly interrupted due to the rationing of aluminum foil.
Oh.
Instead, the machines were used to create chocolate paste for the soldiers in World War II.
Gross.
Isn't that what they already are?
Yeah, but I guess instead of making that kiss shape, they just squirted them out.
Squirted them out onto a
like
line. Yeah.
So it's not even like bars of chocolate. They just left it as a paste.
Yeah.
They're not hardened. They're just like, yeah, we'll just add more water or whatever and squeeze them out. Throw them right in your rations next to these Necco wafers.
Have some Necco wafers. Have some chocolate paste.
If it was rationing aluminum foil, I'd assume that before the war, right? So just send them in with Kisses.
Yeah.
And they just unwrap the foil right
Unwrapped,
there.
Yes. Thank you. So that's an admission that they're just wasting aluminum foil by doing this.
Yeah. I just tossed that out. Should I be recycling the foil that they're wrapped in?
Yeah, probably.
Holy shit.
I recycle them.
God.
I don't want to brag, but...
Do you recycle the Hershey Kiss wrappers?
Yeah, I do.
You fucking monster.
Why not? They're foil.
Why did you think of that? How good?
I've just always done it. I guess I've always just cared about Mother Earth.
That's the other thing. Don't wrap them in foil. Wrap them in, I don't know, but...
How about just don't
Jesus
wrap them?
Christ.
How about that? Just don't wrap them. It's a fucking asshole move. Oh, what? There's Hershey Kisses with soft caramel in them?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, you didn't say that it was like the gooey kind of caramel.
Did you think they just put a rock hard piece of caramel in there?
No, other candies do that, and it's fucking gross. Make it gooey.
It's 2018, all right? Fucking our modern appetites don't have time to daintily unwrap a Hershey's Kiss. We want to shove 3 or 4 at a time in our mouths and fucking go nuts.
Yeah, I can't put a video on Instagram of me unwrapping individual kisses before I dump them in my fat gob. God. Get with the times, Hershey's.
Think of how much money they'd save.
Don't they know we're at war? Don't they know we're at war with terror itself?
Yeah. Think of the money they'd save by not buying all that aluminum foil and whatever tissue paper those little fucking strings are made out of.
It's probably recycled toilet paper. Hershey's has the longest running television commercial.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
You know that little Christmas bells one where the kisses are like ring like they're bells?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one's been around for a while.
When did it come out? Guess.
I mean...
Just guess a year.
Has it changed?
No, guess a year.
That commercial?
No.
I'm just saying, had they redone that
guess
commercial?
a year.
The same
No.
thing? 93.
89.
Damn.
Yeah. You were way
Damn.
off.
I was way off. It doesn't look like it was shot in 89, you know? I thought maybe they redid it.
Maybe they redid it. I don't know.
That's what I was asking. You said no. They're getting a lot of use out of that. They can use all that money they save by buying more aluminum foil. You see the commercials they do now where all those kisses are on conveyor belts and they get shot out of a little catapult?
I do, yeah.
Like other Hershey Kisses are getting them ready. Do you think that's what it's like there?
No.
Making Hershey Kisses?
No, it's not. It's
So
not
they
a
don't throw them
non-stop
into
dance
this
party.
foil? I guess, but that's the commercial that I want to run forever.
Yeah, I don't know.
The guy who founded Hershey's first name is Milton.
Oh, really?
When was the last time someone was named Milton, you think?
I bet there's people that are still named Milton today.
No one under the age of 53 is named Milton.
I bet that there are young Miltons
Really?
coming to CBS.
Can you look at it? Can you look at a baby and go, oh, look at a little Milton?
Yeah, well, if I did that, that sounds like I'm being racist. That definitely sounds like that guy's a real Milton.
Some names just they don't sound right for babies, you know.
Yeah, but those
Milton.
babies grow up, fingers crossed, and I'm just acknowledging that, you know.
Yeah, sometimes they don't.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to say it. I was just acknowledging it. People are supposed to be having a good time when they listen to the podcast, Jeff, not be thinking about suicide and dead babies. And I'm you know what? I'm gonna give you a little note here. Just kind of maybe take that down a notch.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize.
Jeff, could you take that down? Thank you.
Milton S. Hershey. What is his middle name? Ooh, Snavely.
No, it wasn't. No.
That's according to, I want to say, Wikipedia.
Was he named after like the villain in a children's book?
I think so.
The rich boarding school child Snavely.
What kind of a name is Snavely?
I don't know. It's pretty cool now that I think about it.
That's a proper name for a child, Snavely.
How's it spelled? Snavely?
Yeah.
No, it was a comedy.
You're a comedy.
Television show?
I think you're thinking of You Can't Do That on Television.
Oh, here's an article from the Washington Post. Let me let it load.
About Hershey's Kisses?
Let me let it load so I can read you the title. So this is about John Champ Snavely. And the title is Gruesome Slaying of Executive in 2010 Uncovers Secret Life and Leads to Arrest, but Still No Trial.
I mean, whoa.
The violent slaying of Alexandria marketing executive Sam Del Bracco in Florida in 2010 shocked his friends and family and pulled back the curtain on an apparent double life. Del Bracco was leading... I don't know, why did they put that stop there? And pulled back the curtain on an apparent double life Del Bracco was leading in the gay bar scene of Fort Lauderdale. The case was unsolved until a DNA hit in 2013 led the police to a male stripper and porn star, John Champ Snavely, who was arrested and charged with murder.
Well, that's a last name. I can see Snavely as a last name. I don't want to see it as a first name. Also, that guy's crazy.
Yeah.
John, you ever have those cookies where they put a Hershey Kiss on the top of them?
Yeah. No, I don't like them, if that's your next question.
It's weird. I went to the Hershey's Kisses official website, and there's a section for recipes, but not all of them have Hershey Kisses on them. It's just like a chocolate cake. So you just basically melt the Hershey's Kisses like you would a bar or regular chip-size things.
Why even bother then?
And then there's this ultimate chocolate brownies, but look like they have actual just chocolate chips on top, and I guess they've melted the Hershey's Kisses, the brown part.
Why even bother? What?
I know. They fucked up. Now, Sean, how many Hershey's Kisses can you go through in a sitting?
I don't know. Come on, man.
Huh?
Come on, man.
Oh, is it a lot?
Come on. How many can you go through? I don't know. I've never tested it.
I can do like 10 or 15 maybe.
You could do more than that.
It's the unwrapping. It slows you down.
Well, here's the secret, all right? You unwrap a bunch all at once. You put them in a bowl.
No.
And you're snacking on them as you unwrap. So you're eating one, and you can unwrap 2 in that time. Then you eat one of those, and you throw the other one in a bowl.
Okay.
You're welcome. We're clearly running out of steam. Let's just, what do you, top of the shelf, middle of the road, or bottom of the barrel?
I want to say middle of the road. I can't do top of the line because it's
top of the shelf. Yeah, I do middle of the road. It's up there in middle of the road, but it's not. It's just a little turd of chocolate, which is an actual measurement, but don't look it up. Yeah. So
it's plain. It's like they don't do anything different than like a bar of chocolate for it, and they wrap them annoyingly. So
yeah, exactly. I think the wrapping kind of takes away. If they just came in a bag, it might be top of the shelf, but
yeah,
it's one of the first we've agreed on, I think.
Especially since this new rating system, which I've started keeping track of.
All right, that's it. That's the podcast. It's really cold here. Sorry. This has been. Do you have any last words? I didn't mean that to sound threatening. I'm just curious.
That was the Year of the Wizard. It was fun.
Well, I mean, I think the best I can say about it is that it's over. So.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
What was the thing we decided on doing for the end?
If you want to hit up Heads Up, or...
No, not that. I know that. All right. So if you want to send us an email, it's headsuppod@gmail.com. If you want to send us pictures or tweet at us, it's at headsuppod on Twitter and Instagram. That's it. That's everywhere we are.
Those are the places.
You could text us if you know us personally, but I'm not giving out my number, so... Just if you wanted to.
Maybe include us in a group text if you know both of us personally.
Yeah, I love group texts.
Yeah.
I always like the feeling that I'm interrupting someone else's day when I'm talking to a third party.
Yeah. May have nothing to do with that other person.
Yeah.
Just like,
it's like I'm always in a room with friends and I'm always shouting over other people. It's my favorite part about having a cell phone.
We've got to make an app that everyone can see everybody's conversations.
Oh, yeah.
If they go to that line of chat within a certain time, like you can hear the end of it.
Yes. So I guess...
Or like you can shout to everybody in your group. We'll figure it out.
I guess since Jeff just blew the news, 2018, you can look forward to the Heads Up app that allows you to illegally spy on your friends' conversations.
It's not illegally. They have to sign up for it.
Keep that in mind. No, I don't think at this stage they do. I think you just put in their name and you're good. You got it.
No, it's communicating through that app, okay? And so you could, if you're like, I wonder what these two were up to, you can see the last few things they were talking about if it was in the last 20 minutes.
But how isn't that? I don't know, isn't that
you
just
have to be invited to the chat room
just
or whatever the fuck we're calling it?
Isn't?
It is, but your phone doesn't get blown up unless you're specifically talked to in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess we're developing very different apps, so I guess.
I tell you what, we'll develop the app separate from each other, and then we'll try to mush it together at the final stages.
I like that. Really rush it right at the end.
Only available on Windows Phone. So
I'll make it mine for the iPhone. That's another thing we're gonna have to mash.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
This has been the Heads Up podcast with Jeff and Sean.
I'm Jeff.
I am Sean.
I was trying to think, oh my god, is this the part that you forgot?
No, I know this part. I just wanted to be quiet until you said something, but I thought it was so funny. This is Jeff and Sean popping off.
Toodles.
Doodles! stop my thing now.